Hello, and welcome to Cutlery Cavern. With the fall of the Soviet Union and the breakup of the Warsaw Pact, many former communist nations downsized their military and dumped tons of their former military hardware. Among the items dumped were old bayonets. These Soviet-era bayonets ended up flooding the Army-Navy surplus stores in America, as well as eBay. What once used to be a scarce commodity was now as common as a knife sold on late-night infomercials, often 100 of them for $100. What we have here is the Bulgarian model for the AKM rifle. This is the Type 1 AKM bayonet, and if you notice, something interesting with it is here's the hole for your mounting, and the blade. The sharp edge of the blade is on top, as opposed to your M16 bayonet where the edge is on the bottom. This is very common among the Soviet-era AKM bayonets. The idea was you were going to be cutting up, not slashing down. The American way was to slash down. So that was the concept behind it. This bayonet was also quite revolutionary when it first came out. One of the main reasons for it is, if you notice also here, you've got this hole in the blade, and that works in conjunction with your scabbard, and it works as wire cutters. These were some of the first bayonets to come out with the wire cutter system with the scabbard, and the handle is made out of bakelite, and the big rubber grip here is so that you could actually cut electric fences. So they were really thinking ahead with this concept design. It's been often imitated since then. You also have an edge here which is serrated. This is actually a saw blade, quite good teeth on it, and then you've got the nice edge going this way. And if you notice, the bayonet lug here actually acts as the guard so your hand won't slip up on the blade, and they all come with a leather lanyard. So what you have, the Type 1 bayonet and the Type 1 sheath for the AKM rifle. These go for somewhere between $10 and $20 because they're just so common. When Bulgaria dumped them, they basically dumped them as if they were just scrap metal. So they ended up getting all over the place. So they're very cheap to get now, and they're probably not going to go up in value anytime soon because there's just so many of them out there on the market. Quality-wise, they're a really good deal. I mean, considering they typically are a match set, so the scabbard and the knife have a matching serial number. They're sharp, they're made out of a good steel, and they work. So I mean, even if you're not using it if you don't have an AKM, you can still use it for a decent hunting knife or something. So quality-wise, it's not a bad deal. However, they're dirt cheap, and so if you're collecting it as militaria, you shouldn't be paying too much for it because they're only worth about, like I said, $10 to $20. So much for the Bulgarian one. Like I said, Type 1 bayonet, you can tell by this big bulbous bottom, and Type 1 sheath. Another one I have here is the Polish Army bayonet. This one is made by Gerlach, so it's a little more expensive. And this is a Type 2 bayonet as opposed to the Type 1. You can tell by the handle, which is a little more square. It's got the metal back. Both of these knives are very hard to get out of the sheath, so you got to be careful pulling them out. Major flaw in them. Both of them have a Type 1 scabbard, and both of them have the big rubber thing here. What you have here is the frog that they use with it, and it snaps on and off so you can easily remove it off of your belt if you need to, so that you can use it, for cutting wire and such. The difference with the Polish one, this is just a false edge the whole way. There's no saw blade. They dispensed with it. And one of the main reasons you get rid of the saw blade on a bayonet is because those saw teeth have a tendency to get caught in like bone, or they get caught in heavy material or something, and you can't pull the bayonet out, which means your knife is stuck inside the person, and your rifle becomes useless until you can get that bayonet yanked back out. Also a false edge up front and a sharp edge on the bottom. So that's the Polish version, and this is the Bulgarian version. Both of them are quality made knives. The Polish ones, if it's a match set with the scabbard, they go for about $5 more, so you could probably pay about $15 to $25 for these, simply because people know more about the company that the Polish one comes out of. But quality wise, they're both pretty decent, and they're both made for the AKM. So are they worth buying? Well, if you collect military knives and bayonets, then you should probably buy one, simply because you'll want to complete your collection, and they are the knives of the Soviet Union at the time. But be aware, they are very common and will probably not go up in value anytime soon. Matter of fact, they might actually drop in value in the short run as more of them get dumped into the market. So don't pay more than $20 for this one. Don't pay more than $25 for the Polish one, and you'll probably be okay. Good quality knives, but just really cheap in price. Thanks a lot for watching, and hope to see you again soon.